Michael Pytel here, super excited to share with you some content today about commerce, SAP Commerce, and S4 and or ERP. So today when I use the words SAP Commerce or SAP Commerce Cloud, I am speaking about both solutions, SAP Commerce that can be installed on-premise, as well as SAP Commerce Cloud, which can be purchased from SAP, which is hosted, managed, and operated by SAP for organizations that choose to do so. So everything that I talk about today is applicable to both scenarios, SAP Commerce Cloud and SAP Commerce on-premise or SAP Hybris. Additionally, every time I talk about integrations with S4 or integrations with ERP, they are one and the same. The SAP has provided us pre-built integrations that integrate these two environments. They integrate in these environments. So if you're an ERP customer today, have no fear. You can build that B2B, B2C storefront and have that tight integration. Or if you're embarking on an S4 project, again, we have that ability to have those predefined integrations. Now, for those of you that know me or have seen me speak before, I come from the S4 world and I grew into the customer experience world. So last year, became certified in C4HANA and focused on commerce and Commerce Cloud and commerce deployment and development, working with SAP Hybris on Google Kubernetes engine, upgrading on-premise environments, doing cloud migrations for customers, and then also deploying SAP Commerce Cloud for customers. As you all know, right, we're coming out of lockdown. Every state, every county is different, but we now know, right? Everybody realizes how important a digital storefront is to every organization. If you're an organization that is a services business, a storefront can add value. Being able to enable your B2B partners or B2C partners to buy services from you, whether that's servicing equipment or deploying fiber optic cable or building or even construction projects, right? Having that digital sales channel is super important for services companies, obviously for product companies, being able to buy product, configure product online through a portal. Today we know that field sales are disabled. Your field sales team is in lockdown and cannot travel out to see those customers. And we're dependent upon field sales teams to make phone calls to customers to trigger some sort of buying process or buying cycle. Well, when you deploy a digital storefront, you deploy an additional communication channel to enable your customer to talk to you about what they need and what they want, whether that's they're looking to buy product, they're looking to get quotes on a product, they're looking to get quotes on a service they might need. SAP Commerce, again, formerly known as SAP Hybris and SAP Commerce Cloud, enable this communication between your B2B and B2C partners in these times of lockdown where we're not able to go out and physically sell and be in front of our customers. What is enterprise digital commerce? Well, number one, it needs to support all sales channels, B2C and B2B, and then B2B to B2C, right? Enabling your B2B partners to order product and drop ship to their direct end customer, right? These online environments need to be able to do so. We also want to make sure that our digital commerce environment is globally available and cloud native. It makes no sense in running these solutions on premise today. Cloud infrastructure is absolutely fantastic. Cloud infrastructure is highly available, auto scaling. I mentioned the ability to run SAP Commerce inside of Kubernetes. Long gone are the days of needing to run SAP Commerce inside of a virtual machine where I have an operating system and CPU and memory, and I have 16 servers waiting for customers to buy something. No, those days are gone. We no longer deploy single groups of servers. We deploy this in Kubernetes with auto scaling applications so that when the demand is for 10 customers to be buying product from me, the environment's a certain size, and when I have a Black Friday sale and I have thousands of customers buying from me, the solution auto scales there as well. So globally available, cloud native, and auto scaling. That is a modern digital commerce environment. We obviously want to support low-code environments, enabling people to make changes. SAP provides this in Commerce and Commerce Cloud with the Smart Edit functionality, being able to essentially have a WYSIWYG. For those of you that are old enough and remember Microsoft Front Page, sort of drag and drop web page building. Same thing, content Smart Edit in Hybris and Commerce enables me to edit my storefronts within a browser with no coding experience. Embedded intelligence, right? It's not enough just to stand up a website that can sell things. We need to be able to provide offers to our B2B partners, B2C partners that are relevant to their experience, right? So if they're buying pumps from you and you want to be able to advertise to them that you also sell lubricants and hoses and things like that with the pumps, then you need to be able to show those in a way that is not disruptive to their buying process, but adds value, right? Shows them that you're able to bundle solutions. Now, Magic Quadrant, just again, a quick review in the digital commerce world, the big four, Oracle, Salesforce, Adobe, and SAP, right? We're talking about all four of these providers are in the Gartner Magic Quadrant. When picking SAP, you're picking, any given point in the day or quarter, the number one or number two commerce partner. In terms of the B2B market opportunity, I think from a media perspective, from a media perspective, I think a lot of people are focused on B2C, but B2B is a fast-growing market, and it is those B2B sales channels are super important for us to be able to maximize, to optimize, to create seamless buying channels for those B2B partners. And SAP Commerce is what enables or can support that enablement, that frictionless buying experience, enabling your customers to browse product, look at specifications of product, trigger multiple orders, bulk orders, reoccurring orders, have configured orders. These are all things that SAP Commerce supports in B2B selling. So feature functions at a high level, just to talk about Commerce and Commerce Cloud, because again, they offer the same features and functions. SAP Commerce installed wherever you want on any cloud provider, or Commerce Cloud provided by SAP, offers all the functions we see here on the wheel starting on the left. It provides a product catalog and product content management, right? Some place where I can replicate my materials from SAP S4 or ERP into an environment where I can add pictures and specifications and details about a product. I can do all of that in SAP Commerce and Commerce Cloud, manage my content specific to product specifications, material numbers, dimensions, pictures, things like that, right? That's provided by Commerce. Search is provided by SAP Commerce and Commerce Cloud. This is provided through a product called Solar, S-O-L-R, that is installed sort of behind the scenes, and it enables people, B2B and B2C partners, to go to your digital storefront, search for product or topics, and be able to find content or sellable objects that are related to their search. It provides order management functionality. I'm going to demo this today live, creating an order in SAP Commerce, which then triggers a sales order into S4. We will show that live today in our session. Mobility, again, SAP Commerce and Commerce Cloud, when I build storefronts, they are automatically context aware in terms of am I on a tablet, a mobile phone, or a desktop browser, and they are auto scaling as well. So as a customer may start a buying experience on their desktop, and then they move to their tablet, they log in, and their cart is still there, and they're able to continue to complete that process, right? So session management, seamless connectivity between devices, enable the storefront to adapt based on the device that they're using. Personalization, we all know this, being able to have a favorites list. I think that in the B2B scenario, this might be a template order. A B2B partner has an order of product that they place on a regular basis. It's not something where you want it reoccurring, meaning every quarter, but it's as needed. And so they might create a template order with a bundle of product, and they just have that template order available so they can log in and order that very quickly whenever they need to. In terms of integrations, right, Commerce Cloud provides those standard out-of-the-box integrations with the ERP and S4. That's another focus today. It provides customer service functionality. We talked about this in prior webinars, the assisted sell and assisted service functionality, where a customer service person or a salesperson can adopt the persona of a end customer or B2B partner on the Commerce platform, so that you can help a customer build their cart for them. Very cool. And ultimately, Commerce Cloud is a platform on which you can build. You can build your own custom extensions. You can build your own custom storefronts. It is an application platform which you can build extensions on. So Commerce and Commerce Cloud provide all of these features and functions. Just talking about some benefits with SAP Commerce Cloud, you do have the ability to again have SAP manage your disaster recovery and backups. Self-service environment provisioning, elastic scaling, pay-as-you-grow model. We're going to talk about the way you purchase SAP Commerce here in a little bit, but these are the benefits we need in sort of the modern IT application landscape when looking at applications. Commerce Cloud data centers today, United States, Canada, obviously that's where we're focused for today's webinar, but know that you do have global data center availability, so you can deploy storefronts in multiple locations, and using geolocated DNS. You know, when somebody in Brazil hits our e-commerce site, they go to the Brazil data center, and when somebody in the United States hits our storefront, they connect to the data center in the United States, right? These are all modern capabilities that are expected from a digital commerce platform. Quick refresher on releases. I think it's just, you know, it's important to keep up with release names and release versions, and we are currently at 1905. We do have the ability to upgrade from 6.7 directly to 1905. I think that's probably the most common scenario I see in the field today. A lot of SAP Hybris or SAP Commerce customers are running 6.7, and they're looking to perform those upgrades end of life for August of 2020, and we see a lot of customers talk about this. So when you're doing your SAP Commerce upgrade, that is the perfect time to re-platform onto, let's say, Google Cloud and Kubernetes engine. That is the perfect time to optimize your landscape and to build those tighter integrations with S4s during that upgrade process. We want to maximize that regression testing effort that we're all going to embark on, and we also, I think, can fund some of these projects by realizing the savings when moving to Kubernetes and an auto-scaling infrastructure. I think on the last webinar, we talked about a customer had over 80 virtual machines supporting their Hybris environment in a traditional private cloud. When moving to Kubernetes, that was essentially reduced when there was no demand to 6 pods, to 6 virtual machines. And as demand increased, the environment grew on demand and scaled auto scaled up and down based on usage. So these are the releases, just to keep everybody up to date. And again, you as an attendee, you will receive a copy of the presentation today, and I have provided the release status page and hyperlinks for the deprecation features functions pages as well. Important to follow. So when talking about Commerce Cloud, I think it's important for everyone to understand, you know, there are multiple components to Commerce Cloud. In the middle, you have SAP Commerce Cloud, the core. That is your commerce platform. That is where order management happens, back office promotion, smart edit, content management, all the integration APIs into S4. They all exist in SAP Commerce Cloud. Now over to the left side of the screen, we have Product Content Hub and Context-Driven Services. Those are additional add-ons or features that you purchase from SAP if you want those functions. Context-driven services, again, we have a whole webinar on this topic and a whole deck that we can talk about for an hour as well on this topic. Context-driven services is displaying content on your digital storefront that is relevant to that customer based on their buying patterns and based on their history and their favorites and things like that on the website, on your storefront. So presenting to them components or materials or purchasable items that are related to the items that they've purchased in the past, right? That's context-driven services. And that was a very simplified explanation. It does more than that. There is some machine learning built into there as well. Product Content Hub. Product Content Hub is, well, number one, I have a product catalog inside of SAP Commerce Cloud, right? I have the ability to manage my product catalogs there, specific to my digital storefront. Well, what if I wanted a centralized global product catalog that enabled Amazon to browse my product catalog, that enabled other e-commerce platforms, other e-commerce solutions, partners? Maybe you have a partner community, a B2B partner that is wanting to sell your product on their e-commerce site. Well, how do you control the quality of photography, the quality of descriptions and specifications? Product Content Hub. We create a Product Content Hub that enables then other e-commerce digital storefronts to access the materials, pricing, specifications, pictures, so that all of that you're maintaining the quality and from a digital perspective on any storefront around the product specifications, the data quality, the specification quality, and the pictures that are presented in those environments. So that's Product Content Hub on the far left. And then Cloud Platform Extension Factory, this is where we can build extensions to our solutions within the Commerce Cloud, and we will have a webinar coming up on that topic in the next month. So more to come. In terms of connectivity, one of the most basic questions I get is, does SAP Commerce Cloud and or SAP Commerce on, let's say, Google Cloud Platform support secure communication? The answer is absolutely yes, it does. Within Commerce Cloud, hosted on Azure, we can set up multiple VPNs for VPN failover between your corporate data center where your SAP ERP or S4 environment sits and SAP Commerce Cloud. We also have the ability to do peering. So if you're running S4HANA inside of Azure today, we can do peering between your Azure tenants for SAP Commerce Cloud and your S4 instance. Naturally, Google Cloud Platform supports very similar features, functions, primary VPNs, backup VPNs, failover, high availability, etc. We can establish that secure connectivity. We also have the ability to connect through Cloud Connector. I'm going to show how that works here in a little bit because that's how we do it at NIMBL in our NIMBL lab. So you'll see that live here in a little bit. Getting to the meat of the presentation today, commerce integration with S4HANA. As you can imagine, in a digital storefront buying experience, I need the ability to browse product. I need to be able to check the inventory status of a product. I need to be able to add that product to my cart and get effective, relevant pricing for that product. I need to be able to manage product authorizations. Certain B2B partners may not be allowed to purchase certain products. So I have multiple product catalogs. And the ability to have one vendor or one B2B partner, one customer, one B2B customer log in and they can see a certain set of products to purchase, and then a different B2B customer logs in and they can see a whole separate set of products they can purchase. This is all 100% supported with SAP Commerce and Commerce Cloud, and that tight integration with S4HANA is how we present B2B or B2C relevant pricing. So one B2B customer might have an agreement to buy $1 million of product this year, and that gets them a 10% flat discount. Well, using SAP Commerce and S4, we can present to them pricing that is relevant to that pricing agreement real-time inside of Commerce, and it is secured, right? No other B2B partner can log in and see that partner, that pricing. ATP, available to promise, for those of you that don't know that acronym. Within SAP Commerce, we do have the ability to hit S4HANA for ATP checks when available to promise ship and ship notifications. So when I'm in the checkout process and I hit add to cart and I go to checkout and I go to pay, it's going to present with an estimated ship date. That ship date is then written to the sales order on the back end, follows all the way down through the production order, fulfillment, delivery, picking, etc. We have that ability to do that. After the order, so going to the right side of the screen under status, we can present statuses from S4 into the commerce environment so that the customer knows, the B2B customer knows, what is the status of my order? Is it in manufacturing? If you want to show that level of detail, you could. Is it picked? Is it shipped? Is it waiting for delivery? Is it out for delivery? And then we can have further integration into 3PL or logistics companies, FedEx, UPS, etc. I also, just to mention here, sales tax calculation is also included in here while not presented here. That is 100% integrated as well. And then on the far right of the screen, you see something called rejects and returns. I think this is super important, giving our customers the ability to buy products online, understand where their order is and have that delivery be done. And then much like your Amazon buying experience, being able to return items through SAP Commerce is also super important. It streamlines that dispute management process, makes it so they don't have to sit on hold, they don't have to call their sales rep, they don't have to call customer service. They can create disputes online and perform rejects or returns. And a dispute might be they ordered 10 product, we said we shipped 10, but they only got 9. Well, they could do a dispute there, right? On the left side, lower left side, inventory capacity transportation, again, as orders are flowing in from the commerce environment. With S4HANA, some of you may or may not know, that as part of our production processes, we can actually do customer allocations and prioritize shipments for specific customers based on buying agreements, purchase agreements, or based on rules that we set on our own manually. These are all things that can be done with that integration between Commerce and S4HANA. An example scenario, again, this is specific to a scenario where you're an organization, you're a manufacturer, you're making a product. You might have multiple distribution centers in the United States. You might have 2 warehouses, 2 manufacturing sites, and then 2 distribution centers. How do we most effectively, efficiently get product to a customer? Well, within Commerce and that tight integration with SAP S/4HANA, yes, we can do that. We can take that order online through Commerce. We can then use S/4HANA capability for ATP and customer allocations, and determining the closest ship to location, the closest warehouse or distribution center where that product exists, and then creating the picking and the delivery from the distribution center in order to fulfill that order. So for some of you, this might feel like nirvana. This might feel like science fiction. But this is standard capability delivered with SAP Commerce and S/4HANA. Let's go to a demo, right? Demos are always great, and they always put the presenter on high alert. Let me just go ahead and refresh my browsers and make sure that we're good to go. All right, I am here on my B2B portal where I am logging in as a buyer, and I want to buy some product from a company that produces pumps. Right, so I think we actually have a customer here that actually makes pumps, so this will be very relevant for them. I saw them in the attendees. Clicking on products, it's a buying experience that you would expect. I can buy services, I can buy spare parts, I can buy products. And as you can see here, I have the various ability to shop by frequency. If I'm operating frequency, I have the ability to shop by price, etc. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick view on this product called the Eco 22i. Wow, it looks fantastic. Looks exactly what I need. Naturally, if I really wanted to share what I'm buying, I could do that as well. But anyways, here I'm looking at this product. I think it looks good. I want to find a little bit more information about this product. And again, this is all part of that B2B template, right? So is it part of a bundle? Are there product videos I want to share? What are the specifications? This data, if you're storing this data inside of your material master, that data is replicated from ERP or S4 into this environment. So product specifications can come from the material master so that you can maintain them in one place and have them both in SAP S4 and on your commerce site. So the most important thing, you can see here, I've got a stock level indicator here. We can fake the stock level indicator. We can always have it show green. We can have it be real time and having do inventory checks and just say 1,000 plus. We could absolutely do that. So if I wanted to add to cart, I can add my quantity, hit add to cart. In this scenario, we want to do a quick demo. So we're just going to go ahead and hit checkout. Now in that B2B buying experience, as you can imagine, I'm probably not going to buy something with my own personal credit card, or I may not even have a company credit card, right? We're going to talk about how we can buy things against an account. If maybe there's no pricing here in your scenario, you could do request quote before checkout. Request quote could park that order as a quote inside of SAP ERP or S/4HANA. That could park that quote inside of C4C Sales, Cloud for Customer Sales, or C4HANA. And a sales rep would log into C4C Sales Cloud and look at this quote and provide their pricing and send it back to the customer. 100% doable as well. In this scenario, this customer has a pricing agreement inside of S4, and we are just using that pricing that is in S4 for that customer. We're going to go ahead and say our order is 9898 PO number. So that way, when me, the manufacturer of the product, invoices the customer, I'm going to reference this PO number here, and I'm not going to do a card payment. I'm going to do an account payment, right? If that customer has credit hold limits inside of SAP, 100% apply as well. So I'm going to go ahead and pick an address out of the address book. Again, this is your business partner, a ship to location. So as long as business partners are maintained inside of S4 correctly, we can do this here as our delivery method, etc. Here. Order total, I do have to click a button saying I'm accepting the terms and conditions. That's where you can put your return agreements and things like that. We have our payment details here. We have our ship to details, our quantity, our delivery costs, and we're going to hit place order. Now you may have seen a button there that said schedule replenishment. If I was using replenishments, if I want to set this up as a recurring basis, I could do so within Commerce as well. So I do have an order confirmation that's going to be sent to my email. I also have one that I can do to PDF, and it's a summary that you would expect in an online buying experience. So I can go to continue shopping. If I click on my little person icon here, you can see here all of my details. Again, we're using the B2B template, so if I had any subscriptions, I could look at those. If I needed to approve other orders, or if I had quick orders that I had added there. If I wanted to opt out of email campaigns, I would go to consent management. But I'm going to go to order history here, and you can see that there's an order number here that was created in the back end. Again, using real-time functionality, those real-time integrations between Cloud Platform and S4. Now, magically, I have staged this like a good Food Network cooking show. I have David Jones. David is an individual that has access to S4. I'm logged into S4 on the back end, and I want to look at sales orders and track sales orders, and look for items that are open or ready for fulfillment. And we're gonna quickly complete this process inside of S4. We're going to quickly complete this process inside of S4, just so you can see the delivery happen, etc. So what I have here is I have that order that was created, that OR9898. That was my PO number. I did a search and found that. And what I would do first is I want to go ahead and create that delivery. And I'm just looking at some of my notes here, make sure I do these processes correct. I am not in order to catch expert, but I will play one here on TV. We're going to create a delivery for this, right? So we're going to, the sales order has come in. I'm going to create a delivery because I need to go pick that that product, and I want to make sure that we are shipping that to the customer. So we've done that. We've done create delivery, and if I click here on the delivery, I could say pick outbound delivery, because I need to go pick it, make sure it's gonna ship. All right, so here it is. Picking status is not yet processed. So again, here I'm simulating that I'm actually in the warehouse, and I'm going to go ahead and pick this item and complete this delivery and post that goods issue. To let everybody know, hey, I've picked that item off the shelf. And now, imagine you're at the shipping station and you are, shipping this via UPS or FedEx, and that process is going on, and that tracking number would come back inside of SAP. That would occur. So if I click refresh, I could create. Now you can see the delivery status is in process, which is fantastic. There's no notes. There's in terms of people involved, there's really no one else involved. So I'm going to create that invoice real quick, just to complete the process in S4. Right, we're simulating that we received the order in, we created the delivery, we picked it, we shipped it, and then we created the invoice. Now, fast forward, the next day, if I wanted to look that up again, well, I could use the search functionality of S4 to find anything I want. So OR9898 was my customer PO, right? Not the actual order number, but my customer, that's the PO they chose. And so when I hit search here, what you're going to see is, number one, this is I think search in S4 is the most used feature ever of all time in S4. Everybody loves that. But inside of here in S4, I have everything completed. The order came in, I have a delivery, it invoiced, and the accounting will post the invoice another day, and we don't need to do that demo. So in this one, there was a happy path scenario, right? It was a single product, it was standard pricing, no discounts or additional discounts required. The delivery was great, I had it in stock, and it was a happy path, right? But we're doing demos here. So this is completed inside of S4, and that product came through. Now, if I go back to my best friend company, and I go to look at my orders again, I'm gonna go ahead and go back to order history. So it's doing that real-time lookup, and you can see that order number 448 that was created inside of S4, done and shipped, and it'll go out on June 1st based on shipping that is going to happen. And again, in my demo environment, I don't have that simulated FedEx, UPS, DHL integration, but if I had it, I would be posting that tracking number here as well. And again, I don't calculate sales tax in my lab environment, but if I was using Avalara for sales tax, or CyberSource, or no, I'm sorry, not CyberSource. If I was using Thomson Reuters or Avalara for sales tax, I would go out and calculate that tax and do that here as well. So it is there. If I wanted to return this, I got the product and I didn't like it, it was scratched, I could hit return order here and create that dispute. Now the magic of all this happens with the integrations provided by SAP at the API Business Hub, which I'm going to demo here shortly. But I wanted to hit another topic that I get a lot of questions on. And the question is well, I sell variable config. I sell product that's configured, right? I can't just put a bunch of product in a catalog on a Commerce Cloud and just have a customer go and hit buy now. I have configured product. We have a high-tech manufacturer that manufactures GPS and camera equipment in California. We have a customer that manufactures RF testing equipment in California. These are all configured to order products. They have products with options. Now, SAP Commerce Cloud does support variant configuration, but we do need to buy an additional microservice from SAP called product configuration, and that's listed here in the middle. And the integration does work with Commerce on-premise as well as Commerce Cloud. And what this middle component allows me to do is take my variant configure information in SAP S/4HANA and enables me to replicate that into my commerce environment so that I'm able to provide selectable items within my commerce environment. So in this scenario here, I've got screenshots of configuring a robot, which I always thought was kind of cool. But configuring a robot that has different speeds and different turn capabilities, different accessories, and that buying experience, by the way, when I do that in Hybris with the B2B Accelerator, adapts to any device I'm using. So if I'm configuring a product on a tablet or on a cell phone, 100% supported all the way end digital buying experience there. For this demo, I do have a video of what that process looks like. And again, what I wanted to do is just show you that in that buying experience, we do have that ability here to select options on product in commerce environments. This is a standard capability when I buy that product configuration add-on. So here the customer is stepping through configuring a piece of product, and they're looking at the product in a 3D emulation mode, which I thought kind of excessive, but we can do it. Going down just to kind of fast forward through the demo, going back into SAP now. When I look at the order that was created in my S4 environment, all of the VC relevant rules, the configured product is on the sales order and can be viewed as well. So you essentially take your VC configuration, we replicate that into product configuration on Cloud Platform and integrate it with Commerce Cloud. And then once a customer configures that product online using the very same variant configuration rules your users use in VA01, that order is replicated from Commerce back down to SAP. And we can see that variant configured product in our backend environment as well. So again, the reason why I wanted to show this was we continue to have that request from customers is, I sell configured product. Does this work for me? And the answer is yes, and I showed that. All right, continuing on. How do I get these APIs, right? It's one thing to just talk about them, Michael, but where's the magic? How do I get these things done? API.sap.com is where we would go to browse these, and I'm going to show you them, but at a high level right now, we can replicate our business partners, we can replicate our materials, our pricing, our discounts, all of our order data, invoice data, order cancellation, classifications of product. That is all 100% supported with ERP6 Enhancement Pack 5 and above in general. So if you're running EHP 7, EHP 8, you're totally good, you're all fine. If you're running S4, all releases of S4 above 15.11 and support this integration as well. Going back to my API Business Hub, I got to find this stuff, right? So if I type in commerce and ERP and hit search, I get my SAP Commerce Cloud integration with SAP ERP. If I typed in commerce if I typed in commerce and S4, I would get that as well. Let me log back in here to make sure everything works correctly. Okay, so number one, documents. They give us a change log. They let us know how everything works from a documentation perspective, and then they give us all of the integrations. So 22 integrations kind of provided for us out of the box. So if we wanted to talk about replicating B2B customers, it gives me some details about that, the feature and functionality, replicating customers from ERP to commerce, okay? Because I want to be able to link those logins to those customers. Well, here's the integration, but it's in a browser. How do I make it work? All right, well, let's log in. Here I am in my HCI, Cloud Platform Integration tenant on SAP Cloud Platform. You can see here I have access to a couple different companies, but here at NIMBL, we have our own integration services tenant. And on the back end, I have my destination configured for my S4 environment. So we have SAP Cloud Platform Integration, and it's connected down to my S4 environment. In my modeling tool, I have where I do my interface development. So you can see here, oops, it expired. Let me go ahead and log back in. So you can see here, this is our environment where we play with integration and development of integrations between systems. But again, putting it to tangible use, I want to go ahead and import those. So here again, I would write Commerce and ERP. Let's say again, this is the development environment, the development tool. This is not a public website. So right here, you can see commerce integration with SAP Cloud Integration and ERP. I have the 22 integrations available for me to use out of the box. So if I wanted to do route iDocs from ERP to Commerce Cloud, or route a return order from Commerce Cloud to ERP, it's all there. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to say download this integration. Then I go back to my design tool. I create import. I'm going to replicate. Oh, I gotta wait for it to download and finish downloading. But once that finishes downloading, I click that import button and I select that zip file. And I think it's because it's got the parentheses in there. That one failed, so I'd have to rename it. But what I would do is import that zip file, and then I would be able to modify. But let's go ahead and select something I haven't downloaded before, just to make sure it works. We'll go back to those artifacts. We'll talk about this one. How about that? Let's just take a peek at it. And you can see versions here provided by SAP. SAP continues to maintain these integrations for each release of S4, for each release of Commerce. And you can see that there's quite a bit of work that SAP has put into this. And I guess that goes to the value of running SAP Commerce Cloud and SAP S4 is that if you're running Salesforce Commerce or Oracle Commerce, you're having to build and maintain these integrations on your own. Whereas if you purchase SAP's Commerce or SAP Commerce Cloud with S4HANA, you will then have, well, of course, it's going to fail today. I apologize, everybody. We do the import feature function here, and we create that integration and we import it. Oops, I apologize. I should have done create first and then imported that artifact. Actually, let me do something. Let me do something else. Discard. We'll just put it in here. We'll go to artifacts, and this is where we import artifacts and upload them here. So I apologize, everybody, for not doing that correctly. But Hari, my integration developer, is laughing at me right now. I can tell, probably behind here. So those integrations are provided by SAP. We upload and we import them. We adjust. Just as a reminder, right, that B2B store that I showed you, that live demo, going back to my browser, where again, I'm browsing products and I'm adding to cart. This is part of the B2B template that is provided by SAP. We replicate our materials, you get the images of your product, we put those in the product catalog, and you can have your B2B template running very quickly. And typically in 3 weeks, we have a first version of our B2B templates running, where we're replicating orders, materials from SAP S4 into Commerce, we upload our imagery, or we connect to a digital asset manager, and we fire up the store. Now, in terms of editions, we have Standard Edition, Professional Edition. I've never seen any customer buy anything other than Professional Edition. And again, you'll be able to download this presentation and have access to this comparison where I've compared the two products here for you. In terms of buying SAP Commerce, I just like to drive home that the minute you can buy it two ways: number of orders, as in the quantity of the order, the gross volume of orders, or the gross material value, merchandise value, the dollar value of all orders. In terms of number of orders, the minimum bucket is 50,000 orders. So you can purchase SAP Commerce for up to 50,000 orders annually and have a fully hosted, managed SAP Commerce environment where you're enabling that B2B sales channel, and then ideally the environment grows from there and you maximize its value. Or if you're a high volume customer in terms of a high number of orders, but they're low value, then you might look at the GMV, the gross merchandise value contract. Typical projects for Commerce and Commerce Cloud are right around that 6 months mark. Some are faster than, or some are slower, depending on product. And if we have to introduce variant configuration, there might be some complexities there as well. But initial deployments are anywhere between that 3 and 4 month time frame. On average, 6 months for customers that are doing both a B2B and B2C storefront deployment. Kind of outlined here the high level quality gates that occur in those projects. Now, I couldn't leave a commerce webinar without talking about Spartacus. Again, Spartacus is the new storefront from SAP for Commerce. It is built on Angular framework, which is JavaScript. It is open source, and the value of this is that we have the ability to have a storefront that resides outside of sort of the traditional accelerator storefront. So I can use the B2B accelerator, I can have that go, but if I wanted to have a fully custom storefront by brand, maybe I'm an organization that has a commerce environment where I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 20 brands that I'm supporting, and I can't have a single storefront supporting all 20 brands. Using Spartacus, using Angular, I can build storefronts specific to each brand, which use the same commerce backend, so that I'm maximizing that integration to S4 in a single S4 environment, but I'm able to present multiple storefronts to my B2B and B2C customers. So Spartacus is something that you should definitely be looking at. SAP continues to put focus on Spartacus as their go-forward platform for commerce and Commerce Cloud, and you can check it out here and here and here, where we have a demo storefront you can click on, and you can go to the GitHub and actually see the source code as well. So with that, Jake, I think I am just about out of time. With that, I would like to open it up for questions today on the webinar.
All right, thanks, Mike. We do have a couple questions that came in. The first one is from Dawn. Dawn asks, what type of skill sets do I need for this type of integration? Sorry, what skill sets do I need for this type of integration?
So if you're in all SAP environment, SAP ERP S4 and SAP Commerce Cloud, the SAP Cloud Platform integration is an integration developer tool set. So all education for SAP Cloud Platform integration is free and online. That's through SAP's online courses that are free for public consumption. So you can get trained on this, but you do need that integration developer, somebody that is familiar with how to connect to S4 and OData and gateway services, and how Commerce Cloud works in terms of using REST services as well. So you will need an integration developer, a subject matter expert for your S4 environment for pricing conditions, sales orders, order to cash, business partners, and then your commerce administrator, your commerce subject matter expert that's configuring the storefronts. Great question.
Cool. And Eric asks, is this type of functionality usually used for B2C or B2B? I think you may have already answered that, but.
Yeah, so this functionality is for both B2C and B2B environments. So I can use the predefined integration into S4 if I'm selling B2C, or if I'm selling B2B. These integrations with S4 for pricing, available to promise, inventory, order status, invoice status, payment processing. These integrations provided by SAP work for both scenarios, B2C and B2B.
Great. Let's see if any more questions come in. Yes, we do. We have one more. From Shrikar, who asks, how long is a typical project?
Projects, are directly correlated to the level of customization we have on our storefront. So if we can convince our business stakeholders to adopt the template storefronts provided by SAP, we can see those storefronts stood up in as little as 3 to 4 months without variant config, with variant config, and being able to have configured product. You're probably talking another 4 weeks. And again, this is 3 environments. You're building a dev, a stage, and a production environment. You're testing all of your integrations into S4, making sure that all your pricing rules are being picked up, and making sure the security works, and defining a new security model, and defining how your B2B partners are going to authenticate and get into the storefront. So there are some things we got to work through within your environment that's specific to your organization. But this can be done in as little as 3 to 4 months with a common duration of 6 months. We have had projects last as long as 10 months because it was a full B2C, B2B deployment with custom storefront and custom integrations and variant config. But these projects never run longer than a year. They never should. You should be able to stand up these storefronts very quickly, which is, again, why they add value very quickly.
No, that's it for questions. Mike, I want to say thank you so much. You covered a lot of information in a short amount of time, and we hope everybody found it informative. If you have any questions for Mike or for our digital commerce practice, feel free to reach out to us at www.bnimble.com/contact, and we will answer your questions. At this point, I'm going to say thanks again to Mike. Thanks everybody who joined us. We look forward to seeing you at our next webinar. And have a great week. Thanks so much.
Thank you all.